All right. Would you like some more free traffic to your listings on Amazon? And so to talk about some ways you can do that, I'm going to bring you on one of the what I consider biggest experts on catalog related things on Amazon. So Stephen Pope here from My Amazon Guy. Stephen,
Hey, Kevin.
it's good to have you here. Would you say that SEO on Amazon is kind of a set it and forget it? Once you write the listing, you just kind of call it a day?
Absolutely. We should load a $10,000 PPC campaign and never make any bid optimizations while we're at it too, Kevin. So obviously we're pulling the chain here a little bit. Search engine optimization, or SEO, is critical to not set it and forget it, right? Like you guys got to go in there and massage it and iterate over time. Amazon is an iterative platform. I like to break search engine optimization down into a few phases. And we have a tremendous amount of content we give out for free with all of our trade secrets on how to optimize SEO. We did a 4-part series with Ad Badger. You should check that out here. We'll link to it. But basically, phase 1 about your SEO is all about indexing your listings. And you want to get around 1,000 to 1,200 keywords indexed in the first 30 days. Phase 2, this is all about incremental indexing. We nickname phase 2 the Dennis Rodman update because it's like pink words, right? So you go into your brain analytics dashboard and you massage out any word that was in your title away from your search terms. And phase 3 is all about the matriculation of your keywords. That is, take keywords that are in ranks 20 through 50 and push them up to ranks 1 through 10. And if you do this in sequential order, you're going to maximize your traffic. So that's the theory of what we're talking about.
Okay.
But if you want to get a little bit more practical, like, okay,
yeah, let's go into more like how to do that.
How do I do this, right? You need to use some reverse ASIN tools. My tool of choice is Helium 10, and I will use Cerebro and go through and look up some of my competitor ASINs. I recommend you pick 10 competitor ASINs, okay? And then we're adding a new layer into our own search engine optimization. This is the first time I've spoken publicly about this. We're going to add in a phase 0 to our phasing. And basically what we're doing with this is we're trying to choose better keywords to start, like contextualized, relevant keywords. And so the way that we're doing this is we're hyper analyzing 10 competitor ASINs and looking at things that all of them have in the top of SERPs, right? So we're then ranking them, and we're using some proprietary ranking systems that we're using on our side at My Amazon Guy, so MAG SEO, if you will. And we're ranking those keywords based on how many competitors rank highly for them. So words that are towards the top consistently across the spectrum will get a higher MAG SEO score, which then we put towards the top of our SEO focus. Because the reason why this is really interesting is if you know that multiple competitors are ranking highly for something, the relevancy score to you goes up. And if you rank for things that you're more relevant for, you're going to gain more traffic and improve your conversion rates. Because it doesn't make sense to go out and buy some free search, find, buy program where they're going to force some conversions on an item. But once the program's turned off, if you don't keep converting, you're just going to lose your keyword rankings anyway, right? So it's really important when you do SEO to consider the fact that it's going to drive traffic, but if you don't convert that traffic, you ain't going to rank long in the ecosystem.
Yes, totally good point to make there, because at the end of the day, it's all about sticking the landing. You know, people get sometimes too caught up in the what's the latest hack where they just, you know, something that's kind of an aggressive tactic that isn't sustainable. You can't give away stuff forever. You can't do search, find, buy forever. You got to eventually have it so that, you know, the flywheel is actually going and moving. So love that. So kind of look at it as the best keywords to go after in the beginning. And then from there, keep optimizing. Am I understanding that right?
You've got it. And the most important thing that people realize is you need tools to do SEO work, and you need to keep optimizing month in and month out. Once you run through all of our phases that we just talked about, you need to rerun the final phase repeatedly. And that's how you focus on incremental gains and rank for more and more keywords, which then improves your sales traction. So back in the day, you could used to run PPC campaigns and have your SEO done, right? Well, as of the A9 algorithm update on Amazon, PPC's traction went from 40% impact on SEO down to 6%. And now the 40% chunk is about organic sales. So converting on organic has never been more important for your organic keyword rankings. So that means updating your imagery, your titles, your bullets, your A plus content. So they all have a synergy focused on a hyper market polarization is critical, right? And so when you're selling to consumers, a lot of people like to think that, hey, if I just have this big tent and then everybody will come. The opposite is true. If you build a narrow tent with a hyper focused demographic, your conversion rates are going to go up. They're going to be better. And so SEO needs to consider the fact that you're going to profile your consumer, right? And if you don't profile your consumer, your conversion rate and traffic will be less. So here's one case example, right? If I sell a product, I don't know, like a hand sanitizer watch where I push a button and then it spits me out some hand sanitizer. Well, if I think I can market that to both kids and athletes, and I put both kids and athletes into my imagery, neither one of those, moms aren't going to buy it for their kids because they're like, oh, this looks like an athlete toy. And then athletes are going to be like, I don't want to buy something I'd see on a kid. Right. And so, like, if you try and cast the tent too big with your SEO, even, then you'll also have pushback with this challenge. So, becoming more focused on relevancy, iterating your search terms, and then microing all of the data that front faces to the consumer so that you rank well and effectively for these things has never been more important, especially with the Chinese from the left coming direct to consumer, lowering down prices and increasing competition with Me Too products. The aggregators that are buying up all the Amazon businesses and acquiring FBA businesses coming in from the right, increasing your competition, and Amazon from the top pushing down and increasing the complexity and changing the rules, right? So, like, if you're a mom and pop seller right now, you gotta weave and dab a lot more than you ever had to. And so take SEO a lot more seriously than you did in 2020. In 2021, it's more important than ever.
Yeah, it's always an important topic, but that's interesting. So, out of curiosity, the numbers on 6% versus 40% for the effective paid traffic, how did you come up with that one?
There's a public graph I can give you a link to for the A9 updates where it shows how they position down the bar chart, if you will. So there's, a few different factors that affect your keyword rankings. And Amazon's basically signaling, here it is, follow this. And so some things that are less important on the list is like the past history of your sales as a seller, like how many reviews you have, but all of those combined together affect your indexing.
Okay. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. So we'll link to that down below as well. And if you want to see more awesome content from Stephen here, there'll be a box somewhere around here where you can click for a playlist with some other phenomenal content. So thank you so much, Stephen.
All right, thanks for bringing me on, Kevin.